All right. So you continue on, and you see where the doctor lives. And it is a house built close to the middle of the village, I would say. And his home is one of, well, middle brackets quotations, because the rest of it is kind of just like farmland, other miscellaneous houses. But this is the only one really of notice, besides maybe like the inn, I guess you could say. And now this home is one of the larger houses, as it's meant to also support like facilities used to treat patients. And based on y'all standing uh, on top of the hilltop, you know that behind is another house that is much smaller building. And is anyone just trained in medicine?
I probably should be. Yeah, I'm
I
trained.
am.
And
I
I am
am as
also
well.
trained. Yeah.
3 trained.
Oh my god,
The
we're the root magic
The,
besties.
the
the
root
root
magic
magic
squad.
squad. Oh my goodness. So the root magic squad, um you three would know that this smaller building is most likely like a quarantine house of sorts. It's meant to quarantine patients with serious conditions, and hence why it's smaller and behind the big ass building house. When you enter, oh, do you all enter the doctor's office? I'm assuming yes.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So as you enter, the odor of mugwort lingers in the air inside the doctor's 3-room office. The cabinets labeled with characters for different medicines and herbs line the walls. There's a small wooden table that lies um, kind of like in the middle, where the apprentice's handwritten notes in like this like yellow book with pages sewn together with like a red thread just lie on top of it. Next to it is a man stands and watches over this teenage boy, as the boy like crouches over a much older man who's kind of lying on the floor, applying acupuncture needles with precision and purpose. As you enter, you are also greeted in a rather friendly manner by this human doctor. By You could probably see like there's a um, no, not even hearing miscellaneously from the villagers, and probably there's even some sort of placard for at least the family name um, outside. You would know that this doctor is yes, you're greeted in a friendly manner by the human doctor, Kim Sukun. He gives you a bright, friendly smile and a nod and just goes, "Oh, hey, hello. How may I help you today?"
We are looking for a man, a visitor. On Hyungmin? Very official looking, stately man. Has he been by? And while I'm asking this, I am checking in my brain to see, is this person alive, and also the two other people that are in this house.
Zombie. And 100% a zombie. In fact, just kind of like with the way he stands, like he stands like at attention to notice you, but you and Daysum can actually tell. Like you can see the hand movements are so much slower than someone of his apparent age, honestly, would be. Um, Especially around the fingers areas, they look the most, I would say, beat up. Like the most wounded, the most ready to honestly fall off if just through general decay. And The elderly one, a man on the floor, also a zombie. Just that's a old zombie. That's a zombie. Not old as in the zombie being a zombie for that long, but old as in you would know that this is the village elder's husband, who is most likely of an elderly age. Which the rest of you, there's an old man on the floor getting acupuncture needles being put into him. And the teenage boy, however, he looks like a teenage boy, honestly. Just a young man. There is something off. There is something that you cannot see that is barring you. Similarly to Daesun, when you knew something was wrong with the village, but it looked super cheery and bright and cute. This looks like a person again. Actually, just like a regular human teenager. Little tall for his age, could probably grow some more. And he was very diligently at work until you started asking questions, to which he then kind of gets up and just he looks at you all, and he looks at his dad, and his dad just kind of like, puts a hand to sort of like as if saying, I got this. And then continues and looks to the rest of you. And yes, a halfling man, right?
Yes, that's the very same.
I gave him some medicine because he had a stomach ache, and at the late evening. Yes. That was about it. At least, yeah, that's all I can remember.
Vibe check on the boy.
Yeah. If y'all want to make some vibe checks, please roll perception. And let me know if you're checking the boy or if you're checking the man.
18 on the boy.
Nat 20. The boy.
Only 16
like,
on.
Yeah, only 16? Okay.
I was gonna say, I imagine that Daesom and Lahum kind of signal to us maybe that the boy isn't as dead looking.
Yeah.
I cast a message.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Nice.
Okay, good. I got a 22 just to vibe check the boy as well. Only because
vibe check boy.
I only got a 12, but also we do know that one of these people are possessed. Like, that's information I've shared with you all.
Yes.
I just want to know if it's the boy or what.
Mm-hmm. So, 16. See nothing.
Word.
You see nothing. Yeah. My 18s. Honestly, under 20. But 18 to 20. I'll just say that. I'll say it like that. You see the son, Kim Yi-suk, kind of slowly kind of like tenses up a little bit at the conversation, though you can't really pinpoint why. It could be because you're strangers that walked in and now you're questioning the dad and one of you's holding a pike. Could be other things. 21 and over. You would notice during this conversation, Yusuk freezes up and takes on a rather grim expression as the rest of this exchange happens. It's tense, still from, or tension you still sense from the young boy, but that's what you notice.
Okay. I also have the message cantrip, but this time I'm gonna use it to just tell everybody, just be like, the boy is on to us. They don't like that we're here. It seems like they might be very aware of what's going on with Hyungmin.
On my nat 20, is there a thing comes to mind that I want to see? Like, I guess this would be perception, kind of. How old does this boy look? Does this boy
Teenager.
look old? Okay, because my question was going to be, does he look old enough to go off to war?
Soon. I would say soon. They draft them young, right? He's 15, I would say, right? That's soon. He actually there's a very strong argument could be made for him to not be drafted off because he is seemingly taking an apprenticeship under his father. He's the one who's doing acupuncture right now. So just by being a doctor, there's or a practitioner, I should say, there's a good chance that maybe he won't be drafted into wars because a village would need at least one working doctor. But if you need like a draftable age, soon. Could be now, honestly, like in terms of how young he looks. Or rather, how old he looks, if that makes sense. The doctor, however, will kind of continue to smile at y'all and go, is that it? Do you need anything else from us?
I actually, and Lahum is going to go. I assume that there's like remnants of tables in this space, like broken down, decrepit.
Yeah, it's
but
decrepit. Everything in here is decrepit and totally not up to the health code. Would not make the sanitation code at all. Wimmis would look at this place and go condemned. Okay, just like that kind of vibe.
Lahum is going to go to one of those and sit down on, whatever remains there are of a table, and is going to look at the boy. If you don't mind, I actually would love to employ your services.
Isuk will kind of look at you and go, yeah, what can I help you with? Are you sick? I just need to finish up with.
And I think sitting there, Lahum's feet are kind of dangling, and you can see that the corruption on her feet has kind of spread up to her ankles, and they will kind of just extend out one leg and show it and say, "What do you think about that?"
Oh, he'll kind of like move closer, but also like it's the best way to put it is gonna move. He's move closer to your feet to take a look at them, to examine them, and he'll just go, well, do you walk barefoot frequently?
While the boy is talking to me, I am going to message to Keeper. And I'm going to say, now's your chance to slip into that back room. It's a place for quarantine. It's somewhere where people are supposed to be kept. Might be worth checking out.
Oh boy.
That is the response that I get back.
Oh boy.
When we were outside, you said I sensed 3 people.
Yeah, they're in this room. There's the old elderly man with acupuncture needles lying down on the floor. There is the human doctor, and then there's his son, who is currently examining Lahum's feet. I would say that your range could not reach the shed. Just based on the fact that's in the back of the building.
Okay. Cool. Then with that, I will kind of like gesture towards the other 2 just to let them know, well, the other 3 to let them know where I'm going, and just kind of make my way over there. More like moving as if I'm like looking at kind of like the shelves of like medicine, just like curiously, and like, but kind of making my way towards the back.
If you want to go without being noticed, I'm gonna need a stealth check.
Can I say that by engaging this boy in very focused conversation around my decaying feet, that I engage in the help action or the aid action?
I will say that you are distracting the boy so that the DC is lowered, rather than giving aid in particular.
I am going to guide myself.
You can do that, yeah.
Yeah, we think it might be some kind of unholy tetanus situation.
That's not bad at all. That is a 24.
Like the wind. I shouldn't say wind because Daesum is like right there.
Like the earth.
Like the earth. You move swiftly.
Like a
silently.
faceless mannequin just kind of shuffling in a back room.
Like in a horror movie where you turn around and suddenly the mannequin that was all the way over there
Like Annabelle.
is right behind
I'm
you.
a weeping
Like
angel.
Chucky.
I think you mean like M3gan. Thank you.
Like Resident Evil Village, the DLC. Only
Among
reason
Us.
why I can't play that game. There's one scene where they basically do that. You successfully are able to sneak out the back towards the shed. Or rather not the shed, sorry, towards the quarantine house. We're gonna come back to you. I'd like to see if anyone else in the room would like to do anything.
Could I get a reminder / check about who all is in here?
Father, son, and an old man lying down on the floor with acupuncture needles, because that is the village elder's husband. And he's kind of like, he still has needles and he's like lying down. He's kind of like, what's happening here? I'm not done my procedure.
Okay.
What stuff is happening? And he is officially an old man on the floor. He can't get up. He has to wait.
Yeah. I will talk to the old man a little bit. Chanyeol just kind of like tries to like carefully sit down. Your wife was asking for you. We came over here to send a message.
My wife?
Yeah, your wife.
Okay. What's the message?
Something like, get your ass back home soon.
Ah. Yes. All right. Thank you.
Cool.
Put us in boots. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. You basically would be giant Puss in Boots.
All
I
right.
couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it a straight face. But yeah, he goes, thank you, son.
I smell him.
You could smell him. I don't think
Okay.
he's gonna mind. He's already been left on the floor.
I just do it. I just do it.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking to smell exactly?
I feel like Chanyeol has caught on that like most of the people here are undead, so they smell maybe something that he can track as undead. Not fully or whatever. But if there's anything that's also, if there's a smell on him, maybe like his tangible clothes or like any hidden material or like something in his pockets, maybe that seems interesting or to note.
Mm-hmm. So,
oh Jesus.
yeah. I was gonna say make the perception roll.
26.
So in terms of smell, this guy just smells like a rotting corpse and mothballs.
Mm-hmm.
Other smells you can smell would be mugwort, but that's the whole damn office, right? And so you're just like, well, that was a sensation. And maybe as you get up, you notice there's a notebook just kind of lying on the table next to you.
Can I see, is there a title or is it just like a journal?
It's the apprentice's notes, the apprentice being Kim Yusuk, the son. And it's like this yellowed book with pages sewn together with red string.
Okay. Is Yusuk distracted. Or I could stealth to just kind of like, or could I stealth to like look maybe through some of the pages?
You could stealth, yeah.
Okay, I can do that. 21.
You got it. So you're looking through these notes, and they are patient records that have been logged by dates. And you
Mhm.
can go back pretty quickly because now you're you're looking at the dates specifically. And it goes back for like a month, maybe or rather, you go back for a month, and you realize that each week it sees the exact same patients returning at
Oh.
the same. Returning at the same like next day of like the week on the clock. So it's the exact same patients showing up at the exact same time, showing up and doing exactly what is supposed to be noted. Though the identity of the writer isn't noted specifically. So it's these are notes that are logged but not signed.
Okay. And is it literally the elder's husband that is the patient every day?
Currently, not every day. There's a number of patients that show up for about a week. So I would say like you would notice there's a week cycle with different patients that come in and out. And then when the week goes by, resets. So if you were to go
Okay.
a week from
And
today,
are there patient names? Do we see Hyungmin's?
you would yes, you would see that is the only change. That you would see An Hyunmin was logged. That would be the only change. And if you were to go back though from today's like exact one, it's the same old man showing up.
Is there any logged reason for the visit?
Acupuncture checkup.
Huh.
And it's always acupuncture checkup.
Hmm.
Does anyone else want to do anything in here?
I did want to go talk to Sugan. And get the information and that she didn't quite get earlier out of the old one, which is how long do they think the war has been going on for? And she's just waiting to talk to him. Also just get information like what was the last event, so, what passed through this area, that sort of stuff. Yeah, but she also just kind of wants to talk to the other doctor man. And she'll head over there and say, hello.
So you're questioning him again, right? Or it's not again. You're questioning him about the.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it subtly, but I mostly am looking for how long does he think the war has been going on for? Get an idea, or maybe like even just what year he maybe thinks it is, because I think, yeah, I want to figure out basically if.
Yeah, he will simply just kind of continue with his smile and go, I'm not really here for idle chit chat, so unless you need something, I would say just go talk to the locals. Then I'm kind of on the clock right now. So, Keeper, the house behind the office is locked with an iron padlock. So if you want to pick it quietly, it would require a successful thievery check. If not, you can try to make an athletics check.
My thievery is better than my athletics. Not by much. Are there any spells I could do? Could I acid splash and try and burn the lock?
Yes, and if you want to attempt it quietly, I would also require a stealth check.
Cool.
Yeah, because you're like quietly casting it. It's the idea of just alerting people or not.
Yeah. Let's go. So all of you from inside the house hear like a massive splash against metal and some very loud sizzling because I rolled a 10.
Sometimes my feet make that sound. It's very odd.
Very quickly, you do have hero points.
Oh, I do. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna use it. Thank you, Fisa.
Welcome.
I flew up. What was I was gonna say as like an excuse? So I'm glad I don't have to do that.
Nobody saw you
That's
threw up,
better
but you
than
still
mine.
threw up.
Okay, that's a 17 now.
You can cast your acid spray.
Acid Splash.
Acid Splash, thank you. You can cast Acid Splash and melt the lock right off. When you open the door. Actually, do you open the door?
Yeah, sure.
Inside, you find a room divided into 3 sections. The left and rightmost sections are like corned off with these long sheets of cloth, isolating 3 torn floor mattresses from each other on both sides. The middle section is a pathway that leads to a door. If you'd like, you can investigate, or simply just roll a perception check, honestly.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. And I have the tremor sense.
Oh, something's in here.
That's a 26 on perception.
So just by looking, you can find that there are tears very consistent on the mattresses, as if someone was ripping through them in like a fit of violence. There's some blood stains over the mattress as well. And with your tremor sense, it does not take much for you to feel gentle footsteps and rustling of cloth curtains. And as you notice a shadow moving, I wouldn't say stalking you, as you kind of noticed them way before any of that could have happened. More like peeking at you through the curtains. You see a strange but exhausted looking creature.
Halfling sized?
Nope. It's like a tiger. You would probably know it as a chungwi. It looks quite exhausted, but it stares directly at you. Everybody should roll for combat now.
All right.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
Ooh,
Jesus. Keeper with the 29.
I rolled a natural 19. And I guess it makes sense, given where I am.
Still within the quarantine house, we have the Changui. And it looks upset. is the best way to put it. Looks upset. And it's gonna jump you. Let's see. Can't do that. It will do, I'll say, 1 action to move up to where you are. And it'll just swipe at you twice.
AC 18.
AC's 18. And I crit you, I think.
Yep, of course you do.
I'm pretty sure I do. So I'm just gonna double
Stop.
check that. No, I don't. I almost did.
Okay.
I almost did. No, I do crit you. My bad. I'm so sorry. My bad. First attack's gonna crit you. You get bit as it sinks as it tries to sink its jaw into your porcelain. Perhaps it cracks it a little bit, but does not seep its way through. The second attack is going to critically miss, though. Actually, that would have been its last turn. It won't lose an action. It's pretty much done its turn after biting you once, realizing it can't exactly seep through and eat any flesh, and it looks very, very upset at you. Like this was the thing. It was kind of the part that it was looking forward to, and now it can't even have that. You're going to take 14 piercing damage, and 1 negative damage for a total of 15.
Great.
It is, however, right in front of you. And I believe now it's your turn.
There are 2 things I could do. I will cast a 3-action heal at 2nd level.
Shit.
Dammies,
So please.
It needs to make a what is it? It's a basic fortitude save.
What's your DC?
20.
Failed.
Failed. Excellent. Great. Okay, so a failure is just it takes the normal amount of damage, right?
Yes, it'll take full damage. Full damage.
Great. So it takes 18 positive damage,
Woo!
and I regain my hit points.
I'm glad you don't have to worry about any undead party members. You can just go ham.
Yes.
Amazing.
So that's one of my heals gone.
You know that this is the overwhelming, not the overwhelming, but you know this is the evil presence that you sensed. Now that it's right
Yes.
up and close to you, and that healing looked like it sure did hurt.
And then I also shout, "Hey everyone! Help!"
Where could Keeper have gone off to?
Jeez.
We'll be there in a second.
In a jiffy. In a
In a jiffy.
I don't know what kind of guy I am right now. Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. Back to the rest of y'all, though. Kim Yusuk looks at you all, actually, for like a hot second before you hear Keeper cry for help. And he just, whatever illusion that was going on, him looking like a bright young man, gets dropped immediately. And he reveals this ghostly form. He points and he yells at you all. He points and he yells at you all. You've ruined everything. God! And you see his father bend in awkward, unnecessary ways. He bends all the way back, contorts his body such, and then comes back forward. And whatever he looked like living, you can all clearly see now that this is a zombie, kind of almost reinforced with this bone-like texture on their skin. And the old man also contorts and gasps and growls and hisses like an animal, but also like a zombie with needles in him. It is Yisuk's turn, though.
Chanel is like right next to the old man and Yusuk, I believe. Well, Yusuk is with
No,
Yusuk's got my feet in his hands.
Exactly.
So, but I'm right next to the grandfather, the guy and the man, the guy on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
The guy in the man, is what I said.
The man and the guy. Goodness. And he is going to move everything in this room, just starts floating in thin air. All of the herbs fall out and start flying around from the cabinets. The acupuncture needles rip themselves from the old man and just start zoning you guys in the worst way possible. Essentially, you're kind of dancing with miscellaneous objects here in your space. He will cast animated assault.
Oh my god.
Yep, everybody in this room. I'm going to need a reflex save.
Okay.
I got a natural one.
Only 14.
I say, does it have anything to do with emotion? 21.
No.
22. 22.
I got a 27.
27, that is a critical success. You dodge it swiftly, honestly. You see it coming, and like the wind, you're able to dance away. Anybody who got below a 17 is going to take full damage, and that nat 1 is going to take double damage. And anyone who succeeded will take half. So, the damage is 14.
Oh, this is gonna be bad for you.
Just to be clear, I take 14 damage.
You take no damage.
No okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you critically succeeded. Everyone else,
Thank you.
yeah. You're the only one who critically succeeded as well. And then he's going to take another one action. To frightfully moan. Yeah, this doesn't say how many actions it's to frightfully moan. So now I need, once again, everyone except Lahum. Except Lahum, because you're not living. To make a will save. So, yes, will save.
Okay, lots better.
Truthfully, I should have started with this first. Now that I
There's
think
such
about
a
it.
good chance that this is not going to succeed. Because I just rolled an 18. I'm debating if I want to use up my hero point.
Maybe. You have
Oh
another
wait,
one.
no, it'll be 19. I'll take it. 19.
I'm doing spectacularly well. These dice are really good. It's a 25.
19 and above will make it. So I believe you all succeed.
Nice.
Yes, so nothing happens, but he wails. And I would definitely say even the coldest heart would feel something of a life who clearly did not want to leave loss. There is a lot of remorse, but not like remorse for their actions, more so remorse at the world that you feel. You really do feel essentially this teenager being really really pissed that he died.
Chanel's a sympathetic crier and starts crying.
And he will end his turn, but you know who has a turn before Chanel? The old man beside him. I thought it was so funny. He rolled one above you. He's gonna take one action to stand up. So if you have attack of opportunity, that counts.
I do.
You may swing. I really wanted him to bite your ankles. I'm like, they can't. They're not allowed to make it unless you're grabbed or restrained.
This is with my pike. That's 18 on the die. So
hits. Oh, on
cool.
the die? Fuck. What's your bonus?
10. So that's 28 to hit.
Crits.
It's just the die, right?
No, and modifier.
Oh shit. Okay. 22 piercing.
And you kill him.
Great.
Yep.
He tries to bite my ankles or whatever, and I literally, with the action of him standing up, I take the pike that I got from the wonderful hero that we had just laid to rest, and I just stab in the brain, like not even using the pike in proper form, just like, oh god, and then just right through the face.
Mm-hmm. And you kill him. You hear the of life as this old man hopefully stays dead this time. Amazing. And it's your turn, by the way.
Oh god.
I really wanted to bite your ankles. You don't know that. But it did not happen. Instead you got to be kind of cool.
I am going to engage the father who is standing. And how far away is he? Well, we're in like a room, right?
You're all quite close together. So if your pike has range like of 10 feet, for example, to hit, you'll hit him.
Okie dokie. I'm going to point at the father. This is duelist challenge. So I select a foe that I see. I proclaim a challenge. Until they are defeated, flee, or otherwise, I can hit that enemy and gain a circumstance bonus to the strike's damage equal to the number of damage dice my weapon deals. That is like 2 more d6 essentially on my pike. I point and say, let's do this then. And let me hit. 26 to hit.
You hit, but not crit.
Okay, great. This is still going to be a lot. Brain, come on. That is going to be 19 points of damage, piercing.
You have one more action left. He takes it like a champ.
Like a champ. Okay.
Like a champ.
Probably should have raged first, but so now I'm going to rage and keep that going for the rest of my turns.
Absolutely, yeah. And you end your turn with a rage. It is Daesun's turn.
Okie dokie. So I just before I do this, can I? How far away, approximately, is the keeper from everyone else? Like, I know they went around back, but like,
So I would say more than 30 feet. In fact, I would probably say somewhere around 50 feet. Simply because this person, keeper, is also out of line of sight. They went out, right? Because the quarantine room is outside. Actually, it's not even 50 feet. You'd be a lot farther than that. Keeper is outside to another to another house. That the house is not far at all by any means.
okay.
But yeah, out of sight, low key out of mind.
Okay. I'm gonna try something interesting here. Um, damn. Okay. So first, I'm gonna use one of my actions to Yisuk. I'm going to use a focus point to hex Yisuk with the Veil of Dreams. He'll have to make a will saving throw.
Mhm.
But it's supposed to draw the target into a drowsy state, causing daydreams and sluggishness.
Okay, here's a question. Will it put him, like, if he were to critically fail, would it put him to sleep or unconsciousness?
Well, this just impacts anytime. Yeah, like it must succeed at a DC 5 flat check,
Oh, okay,
or
I see.
it's disrupted. Like it'll just affect their ability to make rolls and stuff. Like it's a hex.
Yeah. I just wanted to know if this was
Yeah.
'cause-
Well,
yeah,
not
yeah.
yet. Not
Yeah,
yet.
that was gonna be like if you wombo combo it with like a sleep, he is immune to being unconscious.
Okay.
But you can still use the spell. It's just like he can't, if it were critically fail, he gets put to sleep, for example, he would only be able to get a failure. So whatever this happens on, like, on a failure that doesn't put him to sleep, so that could be like perception debuffs, like movement speed debuffs, like that will still happen. He just can't
Yes.
go to sleep. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
However, he got an 11.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think he fails.
Yes, definitely.
Mhm.
I think what this looks like is they'll sort of reach out their hand and their hair sort of like billows up into this cloud that sort of becomes like this. It starts changing into these mystifying like colors, like lots of blues and greens and purples. And they say, "You need to rest." And then this specifically, he'll take a -1 status penalty to perception, attack rolls, and will saves. And it increases to -2 for will saves against sleep effects, but that doesn't matter anymore. So yeah. And if he has to concentrate, it must succeed at a DC 5 flat check. That's my first action. I got a lot here. My second one was I was going to try and flavor this in a certain way. Since this house is so derelict, right? It might cause some interesting damage. Because I was going to do Buffeting Winds for my next two actions, which it's a reflex saving throw. But I was also going to use my Widen spell feat to increase this to, well, I don't know if that'll be able to reach. All right, I'm going to use Widen spell to make this, instead of 15, it's going to be 20. This is the best I can do, unfortunately. But this is supposed to be a quick burst of wind that blows the undead away, and living creatures it's non-lethal against.
Am I caught in that?
But it causes 2d4 bludgeoning damage, but you have to make a reflex save. Okay, wait.
I'll make the save.
It's non-lethal though, so if you do fail, you don't die.
I think the father might also be.
Is it 26? Good.
Yeah, that makes
No,
it.
never mind. Actually, what is the range again? Sorry.
It is going to be a 20-foot cone.
Okay, I will say you can get the father in this too.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me. And then you said basic reflex save.
Yes.
Oh, this kid can't roll for shit. 12. For Yusuk and it. And that's the father rolled a 28.
Okay. Well, the father doesn't get hurt, but Yusuk does. 2d4 blended budgeting damage. I guess I'll roll that really quickly. And also, Yusuk's knocked back 5 feet. Okay. That's gonna be 6. Sorry, 7. Oh.
So based on his ghostly form, you can kind of tell that it didn't do as much as you would have liked, because ghostly form. But there are ways around fighting a ghost. Specifically, I believe your fighters had disrupting weapon.
Also, I have my weapons and everything is ghost touched.
That is true. Oop. Yeah. So don't be faint of heart. It is just because ghosty ghost time. Awesome. It is Lahum's turn.
Lahum is going to, I think, take a second to recover from the damage that they had taken, and is going to pull out the lesser healing potion and uncork it with one hand, drink it. I'm going to quickly see how much I regain.
Lesser is 2d8 plus 5.
I regain 15 hit points, which honestly doubles them right now, so that's great. And seeing that Desum had managed to make this spirit in front of us a little bit drowsy, a little bit just not in their full senses as they normally would be, Lahom is going to take this opportunity to try and end this quicker than normal. And she is going to pull out, you see her claws, the long nails that they have kind of extending out into these long fox-like claws. And she is going to grab onto this child, or this ghost of a child, with one hand, one clawed hand, digging the nails into him, and is going to, and that's meant to sort of just like hold him there, not necessarily damage him, and is going to attempt to spend my next 2 actions to begin the process of an exorcism ritual. While I'm doing this, Lahom is turning over to Hitbit and says, "Grab Keeper. I need them in order to finish this."
To keep them there, you're going to have to make contested athletics rolls. I will say you're doing this against a ghost, so don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Actually, honest to God, I think I'm just going to make you roll to see if you don't critically fail. And by critically
Okay.
fail, I mean like a nat 1.
I got a nat 20, so we good.
You're fine. If you want to have a laugh, he has -5 to strength. You're grabbing him. You're holding him here. Please roll spirit lore for me, because I think that is the
Okay.
best thing you have right now.
22.
You understand, or rather, you're remembering how to successfully exorcise a ghost, and that is what this boy is. He is a ghost. You know that if you were to just destroy him now, he would reform in a few days, like a week, and continue back to this, like the location it's bound to, fully healed, and continue to do whatever it wants. A ghost can only be permanently destroyed if someone can determine the reason for its existence and set it on the right path, or right whatever prevents it from set whatever that prevents it from resting correctly. Right. There is some sort of injustice that was led to its death, and so that is what bars it from moving to the afterlife. And what I will do is, if you wish to keep like the exorcism going, I will basically just let you keep rolling recall knowledge checks and stuff like that, so you can continuously learn and try to dive through everything you can to learn more and help kind of progress it. I will say you have what you said you would spend the next 2 of your actions performing an exorcism, so you can roll again.
Rolling a spirit lore again?
Yes. Or occultism. Honestly, I'll give you either. Or religion.
Occultism is my best one, so let's do that.
Mhm.
Oh, I am going to spend a hero point because that was a bad. Spending my last one. Okay, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Daesun pointed out a few things, perhaps even the beast's claws, and you're thinking back to what you know. What could be things that you know that could be tied to a ghost and a beast, and it takes you like a couple seconds, but you're able to put 2 and 2 together, and you know that a Chungwi would be something that would involve ghosts, as it's essentially a undead tiger spirit type of thing going on. This kid is not the undead tiger spirit, but you sense an extremely strong connection, actually. I would say similar to how you are cursed with magic. Similar, but not quite.
Okay. Do I have the time to like yell something to the group or no?
Absolutely. Yelling is a free action.
Cool. I think learning this information, Lahom is just going to yell out just to everybody, and ideally loud enough for Keeper to hear as well, although I don't think that they need to hear this information. But not knowing that, Lahom is going to yell out, "The boy is connected to a Changwi." And that is my turn.
It's the father's turn. He's just gonna punch back at Chencho. Yeah, you're just like right there. And that's what's gonna happen. Oh, okay, that's fun. Boop boop boop. I'm just gonna make its special like little attacks here. They're all fists like attacks is the best way to put it, because he doesn't have any weapons on him. He's just going to essentially deliver a beatdown. So what is your AC?
21.
Aha!
I'm so scared.
Ooh. Don't worry, I rerolled. I'll say the first 2 will hit and the other 2 will miss. As you see them kind of like surge to not to life, but like as if the muscle tissue grew stronger. Is the best way to put it. Just like he flexes and unflexes, and he looks a little bit bigger, but not really. It's more so just that was all for show. And I'm just gonna roll the damage together to make this easier.
Like 8 damage, like 2, like 3.
Well, he was able to hit you twice, so you're close-ish.
So 6.
You will take 15 points of what is this? Of bludgeoning damage. But if you have any resistances, minus that from it.
What is he hitting me with?
His fist.
Okay, word.
Yeah. He's just punching you with his doctor hands.
Not a scalpel in sight.
Mm-mm. Actually, fun fact, the scalpels were never, nothing like that was ever near him. It was always on the boy.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Mm-hmm. And it's your turn, Hey Bit. Finally.
Okay.
Go nuts. Unleash yourself.
Finally, Hitbit gets to go. Because Hitbit will shit. Hitbit is, instead of going to go around in here, which probably would be better for her in terms of attacking, I want to, my first action, to move out of this. Like, I just basically am trying to close the distance to get to Keeper. I want to get to Keeper, and I want to get to a point kind of right next to Keeper, and then I want to use my 2 moves to Keeper, and then I want to literally just shove Keeper back. If you decide to critically fail Keeper, that would move you back 10 feet. you would be outside of the attack of opportunity of the Changui. And I will,
Yeah.
I guess, just get ready to fight a tiger. Or just lead the tiger backwards.
What is your movement speed?
30.
30? It will take you all 3 actions to get there.
Oh, she'll take me all 3.
But you can move, you can totally move Keeper behind you. There is no attack of opportunity. It's just now you are in line sight. You're next. Like that kind of vibe.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that. I just basically want to move Kiba back, knowing that I probably have more points, or at least have a higher AC.
Plus, I mean, 3 action heals. You're fine. It's Chungwee's turn. It senses massive discourse is the best way to put it. And it's just gonna continue to wail on y'all.
Cool.
Can it do anything else? I actively can't do it.
Will accept that fate.
I could do a dick move. No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's just gonna wail on you.
Okay.
This will. Don't worry. There's attack penalty bonuses that get put in as well because it's a 3 action attack. So, chances are. First one, 24.
That'll hit.
It does 19.
19 doesn't hit.
And well, if the 19 doesn't hit, nothing below the 19 isn't going to hit either. But you're going to take damage for the first attack. Take 16 points of piercing and 1 point of negative.
Pepper Shoot's trying to load. I believe in you. You can reload. Why are you taking so long?
It's Keeper's turn.
Hello. So I definitely can't do a 3 action heal. So let me just check the range on the 2 action heal.
Should be 30 feet. You
It
can also
is
move
30 feet.
further back if you need to, right?
Okay. I'm going to do. Oh wait, you have a healing potion.
I'm also slightly below half, but yeah, I have a healing potion.
Okay. I'm going to reach out and cast a heal on you. That's only 3 points of healing.
I will take 3 points. That is literally better than nothing.
The hug.
And I'll use my other 2 actions to just move back towards the house 50 feet. And that
Awesome.
concludes my turn.
And the heal only hit Hey,
Yeah, it was.
right?
Yeah, it was only the 1 action.
Amazing. I'm just double checking those parts. Yisuk's turn.
You suck. More like you suck.
We all suck. He's gonna spend 1 action to keep animated assault up, so everybody will need another basic reflex save.
100
And you can still
million.
you can still make it Lahum, like no problem. The idea is that you're just dodging shit flying at
Beautiful.
you. Yeah.
This is reflex?
Reflex save, yep. Everybody in this room.
20.
Succeed.
22.
The DC is 17, so Lahum, did you make one yet?
I thought you said that I saved.
No, I said you can make the save because you're holding on to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry, my bad. 14.
14. Okay, so you're gonna take full damage. Everyone else will take half damage, and that's the wrong one. And it's 8 damage. Y'all are lucky. I rolled a nat 20 by mistake, but that's not the damage die. That means I've lost one. I hope I've lost one. I really do. I don't want to kill anyone. Not yet. Dope. He's got 2 more actions. He's gonna make a check on you, Lahum, actually. And his check is to see if you're living or not.
Can I contest this in some way?
You want? No, but it's okay. He rolls like shit. He really does suck. There's no way he's gonna make your deception DC. Unless your deception DC is at 10. Which what is your modifier for deception? And then you add 10
9.
to it. 9? Yeah, no.
9, so 19.
Yeah, no. So that doesn't happen. And he doesn't know, so he's gonna try and punch you with his ghost hand. 13 was your AC, right?
Yeah.
And he's gonna deal 2d negative damage, 2d6 negative damage, so you're gonna heal. 7.
Thank you.
Because he doesn't know what you are, so he punches you with his ghosty ghost hand, and he's surprised that it makes contact. And you look better. Maybe it's Maybelline.
I actually say thank you out loud to him.
Chanyeol, it's your turn because the old man is skewered.
Okay, old man is skewered.
Skewered, yeah. You killed him within his first turn, not even your first turn. So you're next.
So father and old man are gone.
No, father is still here.
Father is
And
okay,
father is in front of you, fighting you.
Yes, actively. All right. Can I genuinely do like 3 attacks?
Yes. How this works is that you will take penalties to your attacks.
Okay.
Based on what kind of weapon you have. So when you look at your pike, does it have the word like finesse as a trait anywhere near it? No. Okay. So every time you attack, you are going to take like a -5, I think it should be. So yeah, basically just -5 for every single, like after the first attack.
After the first one.
Yeah, first attack, roll normally.
I need to get this father out of my face. I think Chanyeol is in his mind is thinking he needs to get to the Changui, but yeah, he's engaged with the father right now, so he looks like very kind of in between a lot of thoughts. First to hit is a 20.
Hits.
Okay. This is within -5. That is a 19 to hit. Hits. Okay. And this is 24. So a 24 to hit.
Hits. You hit all 3 times.
All right.
You can just roll all your damage together and serve me a number if you want.
Yeah.
I know you're raging as well, so you should, I think, have more bonuses to your damage.
Yeah, I have a lot to this. So give me a hot second. 31 plus 12, 43 points of damage, raging.
How do you take him off the map?
Yeah, I mean, his rage, I think the like red little stripes and blotches on his body kind of like grow redder, and like the tufts of hair get thicker as well. And feeling inspired with this pike and needing to help his friends, but also he's like also still crying. He, with almost like a sadness, barrels through this father 3 times in an upward, downward, and then side motion, just slashing through the ghost.
But jam, gone. In pieces, perhaps. It is Daesum's turn.
All right. So I want to help the others out with the Zhangli, and I'm going to I have 35 feet of movement. I'm quick.
Okay. Woo.
Yes. I do.
So for you, it'll take about 2 actions to get there. Yeah, 2 actions to get there, no problem, and you'd still have wiggle room to move around. So it's like if you want to be Basically, if you want to be right beside them, they'll actually be like right behind Keeper. If you would like to stay a couple more feet back, you can do that. Like you have enough to get out there, essentially, and be where you need to be, and still have one action to do something.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What can I do?
Day zoom, more like day noom. Day zoom. Lightning McQueen. I'm sorry.
Damn, yeah. Oh, I wanted to. Oh, maybe I can. Let me look at my spell list here. I was looking and trying to see what I could do with my 35 feet of movement, but looks like I can't do very much. But a cantrip. But I do have cantrips.
If you can't cast anything, like just in case, like you're just unable to cast anything, I would say you could totally throw a healing potion like a bomb.
Like just throw it, like just toss it towards Keeper
So
who needs it.
what?
Or like...
So yeah, what would happen is you would throw your potion,
Mhm.
or you'd throw a potion. You can also just throw a weapon if you had like a dagger or something. That works too because it's a throwing weapon. But if you wanted to, you could throw the potion. And what happens is, based on who you're aiming for, they will take more damage. But it's also a healing potion, so that means it will heal. But it will
Okay.
always damage the Chungwi, who is undead.
Yeah. I think if I'm allowed to do that, I'm going to do. Yeah, I'll do a little healing bomb.
Yeah, I would probably. The only thing I would suggest is don't aim for like the back of Habit's head because Habit will take damage and then heal it. It's just because you know, like it's glass, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically it.
Not. Okay.
I'm sorry. That it's the motion of it going, and it potentially being able to hit Habit in the back of the head, and you can just be like,
Ow!
"Thank you."
You're welcome.
Hit
You're
would
welcome.
start cursing at you at that point.
Yeah. If you miss, I'm gonna make it hit Habit or Keeper. But
Okay.
if you succeed, you hit, right? If
All
you
right.
crit, I'll double it or something.
All right, we'll see what happens. What do I roll again? Just to roll to attack, I guess.
I don't want to do the math, and unless you have like, do you have a dagger on you? Because you can just use that modifier. If not, I would just say just make an attack roll.
I have a sickle.
Yeah,
not a
why not
dagger.
use those stats if you want?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
All right. Okay.
There is math to it, but I really just like the idea of you potentially being able to like hit Keeper in the back of the head.
Here's the thing, if you hit her, it will probably hurt.
It's just funny.
What am I using? Sickle stuff? Okay. Ow. What is
Although
that
I am
doing?
like 50 feet away, so I don't know if it would hit me.
No, they're close enough. They're closer to you than they are to
Oh, I see. Okay.
Chungwi. They're like
Carry on.
behind you-ish. So like basically every head's a target.
A 19 plus a 2.
Shit. Yeah, no, you hit. No, you don't crit, but you hit the creature. Yeah, no, you hit them exact actually. What was your potion? Do you remember which potion you took?
I got a lesser one, I believe.
Lesser one. So it's
Yep,
going to
that's true.
take it will take 2d8 plus 5 damage, and I'll tell you, and Habit, you're in front, you're gonna heal 5 hit points through splash damage. Mm-hmm. You feel rejuvenated. This thing feels desecrated, as essentially a bottle of liquid smacks this tiger in the face, breaks, and then starts fizzling, because it's a healing potion. And it doesn't look happy at all. Does look like that hurt quite a bit, though.
Yeah. Just like
Actually, that hurt a fuck plot. My bad.
I imagine it was just propelled by like the wind itself, just hurling around their arms, and then it just blew past them with such force, with such gusto.
with elegance, with
Yeah.
grace.
With grace and
Amazing.
you hear the hooves in the distance as you heal.
Lahom, it's your turn. You watch the father. Like all daddy issues, they die. So it's your turn. You have to make an athletics check to keep holding on to Yisuk.
17.
Yup. He struggles. It's a struggle. That's about it.
Lahom is going to, with their hands, their claws dug into this ghostly boy, is going to start moving towards the Changui and everyone else, and essentially bring them all together so that we can conduct this exorcism on the both of them at the same time. Because given that they are so connected, and given that there is something that needs to be dealt with before they can move on, Lahom is basically thinking like the two are related, and in order to deal with the boy, we need to deal with the tiger as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So are you like forcibly moving them?
If he won't move with me, then yes.
That's basically going to be what happens, honestly. This is should I even roll? This guy's a -5 to resist this. This is so rude. And I'm assuming you're gonna do it twice, so you're gonna move twice. Yeah.
Yeah, so I move 50 feet.
I don't know how he got like a -2, and the other one I would say is like it's a solid 15. Not 15, sorry. It's a solid like 13. So like just in case.
Would you like me to roll?
Yeah, roll your athletics.
Nat 20, baby.
Fucking nope, never mind. Yeet. He struggled. So like the first pull, you just yeet him and you move. It's honestly like dragging nothing. And then he resists, like he's pulling back. And I think in that moment you might, because you're literally holding on to him and you're both attached to each other in this moment, you kind of see a flash of essentially a tiger jumping at you, and it spooks you for just a bit, but you just keep pulling him. Like you're not about this cheap jump scare like it's an indie horror game, $3 on Steam. No, you're fine. You keep moving.
Lahom, when this happens, kind of pulls back for a moment and then comes back to close the distance that they had created, and says to this boy, I don't want to eat you, so don't make me. Cooperation is in your best interest, as she's dragging this boy to the Changui.
He will look at you and say, do it. It didn't do him any good.
Him?
I can beat you.
Do you mean Hyungmin?
No.
Who then?
And then you like step outside and he just looks onward and you see the Chungwi. Try it.
I see. And if I may, because yelling is a free action, Lahum is going to yell, now that I'm outside, yell into this smaller building, assuming that the doors are open, so some sound can probably travel through.
It's open and like
out.
people are like in like the middle of the field. You can yell.
Is going to yell out, that tiger ate this boy. It's the reason that he's dead. And that is my turn.
Hey, Bit, it's your turn. All of this has happened.
Awesome.
And you got some splashes of healing here and there.
Some splashes of healing here and there. That's fantastic. I would attack twice, but I'm not going to actually. I am going to end my first turn essentially trying to demoralize. Just to basically make this thing afraid at this moment. So it has to roll a will saving throw against intimidation. I'm just going to I think what Hitbit does is is Hitbit kind of snarls back at this tiger. And on Hitbit's face, I think it looks like something ugly. Like, it's not like some people when they try to look scary, it doesn't look necessarily ugly, but it does look frightening. But on like Hitbit, it looks like an ugly emotion of like something that is just full of bitterness and unhappiness at in the world, and they are trying to like pass that on to this tiger in this moment. And Hitbit does not have to speak the same language, so it's fine. But yeah,
And it
so
was what did he have to
Made a
beat?
will
Was it
saving
the chunk
throw.
you have to beat?
Um,
Okay.
I need a will saving throw. I'm trying to decide if I want to use my assurance on this or not right now. I don't think assurance is going to get me high enough to actually have it fail when I think about it.
Well, he rolled a 31.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll. There's very little chance that I'm going to roll better, but oh well, might as well try. Whatever a 16 plus a 12 is, which is definitely not high enough. It's a 28.
Mm-mm. Not a crit fail or anything, though. It just, you snarl, it smiles.
That's rude, but okay. And then for my next action, I will just attack with the rapier. Oh, that's so bad. I'll use up the hero point for this. I'll make that attack. Okay. That's going to be 15 plus 9, I think, or whatever else Rook's thing added onto it that I'm not remembering.
A d4 of positive damage.
So that's if it hits. So that's going to be a 23 to hit.
You hit.
Cool.
No crit.
That's fine. I'll accept that. That is 2 positive damage and 9 piercing. 2 positive, 9 piercing. And then I'm going to ready an action, actually. I want to attack after it does. You can do that with a readied action, correct?
Yes, you can.
That's what I
Okay.
want to do.
It's still standing, but I will say it's like bloodied. Actually, it has been bloodied, but it's below that now. And it is its turn. And it's going to cast harm at like. This will be nah. It'll be a second level harm one action is what's gonna happen. It's not gonna be a 3 action because I want it to do one more thing. And that's it will use its other 2 actions to start raising the dead. As you see kind of around you, the ground shakes and stuff starts getting pushed upwards. Nothing crawls out yet, but there's definitely like by the end of its turn, like a hand pops out from like the side. Oh wait, what is this? There you go, and it heals itself. Not by much, actually. It literally just goes. It heals whatever damage you gave it, almost by exact.
Oh, that's rude.
But it's you did ready an action, right? And it did technically. It didn't attack.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I juked you.
It doesn't. It's fine if it doesn't even. I still get what I wanted out of it. Besides that, so
Yeah. Keeper, it's your turn.
So, can I disrespect the rules of Pathfinder?
Please.
Cool. So, the kid is outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm going to reach out kind of in the space between the ghost and the tiger, and I'm going to cast Restoration on the bond between them. I'm not using Restoration as like restoration. I'm just trying to channel that like healing, curse breaking energy onto whatever still ties them together.
That's kind of gay of you. I'll allow it. I fucking love that. Yeah. No, for sure. Owie zowie. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna cast Restoration on the bond. You can see it, and so you reach out and you grab it, and you hold on to it. Now, I'm gonna give you two choices. One, you can see further through the bond. You'll be able to either choose to see through the boy's eyes, Yisuk's eyes, for their last moments, in an attempt to help find a way to exorcise this child, or you can figure out exactly how to get rid of this thing and everything else that's happened to the town. And the boy, you're pretty sure will still remain.
Keeper's fairly certain that by helping the boy, they'll be able to help the town. And also, like, helping the boy in this case is kind of like the thing. So I'm going to look through the eyes and see the last moments. So, like, Keeper reaches out and materializing between the two ghosts is... Hang on, I need to pause this. Are like strands of the green and black and purple that you see kind of crawling up Keeper's body whenever they cast magic, as they just channel everything they have into this bond, and their eyes are painted closed, but we kind of see glowing where they would have eyes, just pure light as their vision kind of like fades into the memory.
You feel a year ago. For the record, this is through the boy's memories, okay? So you know it's not a year ago. But a year ago, Shimshin-ri was caught in a conflagration when the Goryeo military attacked it for hiding high-ranking hardline officers from Garim. Villagers, and a good number of them, who were Garim loyalists, took up in arms in retaliation, and as a result, Goryeo soldiers killed most of the villagers and burned their homes down. Kim Yisuk, son of a village doctor, fled, completely traumatized by seeing his family and neighbors killed in the struggle. As he was dying, an undead tiger, the Changui, consumed both his body and soul. But Yisuk's thirst for revenge allowed him to dominate the Changui's will and forced it to create a warlock pack with him, or rather a witch pack with him. The Changui ate all the corpses of Yisuk's neighbors it could find, and together they animated it and staged this entire village life, essentially, as it was prior to the invasion. Its curse shrouds the village, overlapping the dilapidated, war-torn exterior with a perfect representation of buildings that have seen better days. Even the zombies, whose souls the Changui consumed, maintain enough memories to live out those routines blissfully unaware of their undeath. That's what you see. That is what you understand. But you're still a little unsure where the actual source of power is now, technically.
Okay.
Yeah. The best way to put it is Yisuk is just a witch, a ghost witch. Like if we had to put it to Pathfinder class terms.
Cool. So I just looked. Restoration is technically a casting time of 1 minute, so I'll say that's the end of my turn.
Completely
cool.
valid, but I would say yelling is a free action. So
I relay that information.
And Yisuk's turn is next, and he's gonna use his free action to look at Lahom and said, "Try it. Try to eat me this time. Try it." Now that you know exactly what it did to the last person that tried to eat it. I forgot this can't do. We're actually out of the animated assault range So all of those items fall down, and so
Fuck
he's
you,
just gonna
bitch.
start. He's just gonna do his best and start flinging telekinetic projectiles at people. um, he'll do one action to try and wiggle out. That's for sure. 8 doesn't do anything, I'm assuming. And because 19, no.
Is it a contested? Oh,
No,
okay.
no, it's the
My
athletics.
athletics is a 2, like modifier, so
Oh,
it'll
I
be
see,
12
12.
passive.
That's fine. Still does nothing. He will telekinetically projectile shit though, and I think because he knows he's still quite upset, but he knows that Keeper's the one that saw it, so Keeper's gonna take a whack. I don't think so. 15. Yeah.
No.
I didn't think. I looked at the roll. I was like, then I looked at his modifier. I was like, what is this shit so weak? No. It flings something at you. And it just misses. It misses entirely. Chenyol, it's your turn. Everybody left you.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my movement to get to the back, and then I'm locking focus on the Changui now. Has enough information been relayed to me that I would be aware if whether or not I'm trying to grapple the Changui down in in a similar way that I was like diplomatically negotiating with the armored general.
I would say you've heard enough, but for me, like for free, make you can make like a recall knowledge check of if you have Arcana or Occult, whichever one you'd like. But if you rather do Perception, I would also allow it. It's just a DC would be a little higher.
I'll do the Perception because everything else is a +0.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, Jesus. 23.
You know, or rather maybe it dawns on you just seeing everything, putting everything together, what everybody is screaming, and everything you've witnessed, everything you are currently seeing, you put it together, you're pretty sure you can do the exorcism without the Chungwi.
Okay.
And the Chungwi is the patron. You know,
Okay.
if you kill a patron, the
No more magic.
witch loses power. Yeah. And the rest of this town probably will also lose all its magic.
Okay.
So you're fairly certain you do not need the Chungwi in any form of alive.
Okay, so I'm gonna kill the shit out of the Chungui, and then the boy is to be exercised. I relay, we don't need the Chungui. Get rid of this, or I'm able to get rid of it. The whole town, everything will be done. Everything will be normal again. And the boy will have no more magic. So rather than grappling in this case, still raging, I would like to do the same thing. Well, since I moved, I'll just do...
You would probably have to move one more time. So one attack.
Okay, yeah, I'll do one attack.
Yeah, you'd only
Still
have
raging.
one attack. Yeah.
Natural 20.
Well, you know what to do in natural 20s. Just double the damage. You double all of that.
I have so many numbers. All right, this is juicy. This is good. 18 plus 8 is 26 points of piercing.
It's barely standing. You
Okay, great.
get it good. You get it good. And it growls at you. It's honestly bearing its fangs at you, which is hilarious because you're a tiger person as well. So this is just a full standoff now.
Yeah. Come on, cousin.
Daesum, it's your turn. Take us home.
Yeah. Let's see. I have that lightning thing. What was it? What was it? This thunder spear or whatever. Sorry. I have to make a ranged spell attack roll against the AC though.
Mm-hmm.
And on a success. Huh?
Oh no, continue.
On a success, I deal 3d6 damage. So
Oh,
I hope that it works. Okay. Ugh, okay. Maybe. I don't know. Uh, what does a 17 plus 6 make it?
17 plus 6?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's my
22.
spectacular, amazing, awesome.
3d6.
3d6.
I think that's what you said. Yeah. Go nuts. Attack.
Okay. 18 17 points of damage. Am I doing
Yeah,
math right?
yeah. How you take it out?
Great. So I think after everything, everybody just, comes to that conclusion. They said, "All right, let's get this thing over with." And they, their hair just turns into these dark clouds full of lightning, and then this ball of electricity, it just hurls in their direction, while thunder just rumbles in the distance around all of you. um and shakes the earth, I think, and I think it blasts this Changwei directly in the face, and knocks it backward. But what happens? Okay, I have a question. I know there were undead about. What happens to them? Like the ones that were coming out of the ground.
Yeah. As soon as the Changwei has been destroyed, the curse disguising this village completely dissipates, and all the undead do as well. Or they simply fall to the ground and fade. Some to dust, some to bone. It truly just depends on like where they came from. Specifically, the ones that were just coming up, dust. The doctor's house now appears scorched and covered in burns. Many houses in the village outside have fallen into disrepair, with grass and weeds growing over them. The march of the undead, which, by the way, was happening as the rest of the villagers were coming towards you, has stopped. You're left kind of with just the boy now. And kind of in the air, you will see these blue wisps flying out of any undead's mouths, and they just fly off somewhere. The boy looks defeated, but he's not entirely gone. He can't leave yet, actually, simply because Laumel has a ghost touch grip on them.
I would let go.
And you, as you let go, he kind of just floats out of your reach, not like pulling his arm away or anything. He floats out of your reach and just essentially disappears. You're pretty sure he is not gone yet, though. He's still stuck here. However, you are Mudong, and you have taken out probably one of the bigger curses upon this village. And so now you can get way more Mudong to come and help. As truly to help the spirit move on, you need to relieve it of the thing that holds it here. Technically, that was the village.
Holy shit.
The you can see spectral as you like move through the town, you can see spectral visages of and several of the NPCs that you've kind of met. And they look normal, actually. And the village elders like kind of apologize for what has happened to you. And they definitely mourn Yusuk's loneliness for having hurt so many people. And then out of the woodwork, you hear a voice go, "Is it done? Are they gone?" And in the inn, peeking out,
He was in the inn.
is young man like, "Hey,
Chanyeol is crying.
they locked me in a weird room."
Uh,
And then all the walls fell.
The walls were steel to begin with. Unsee.
I think we found him.
This food is rank.
Can I like just like kind of pick him up by the scruff and just start like leaving?
No, please don't. He's an official.
You piece
care.
of shit! We didn't know where you were this whole time, and now like this kid's dead, and this jungle is over.
There, Chanyeol. It's okay. And Lahom is going to try and pat Chanyeol probably like on the thigh, upper thigh, because that's all that she can reach. Come on, let's go home.
Yeah, you. I think Hitbit looks at the official and kind of is just like, you can ride on my horse with me. Don't worry, you probably won't fall off.
I
they
deposit him.
Yeah.
Daesum probably still has like lightning arcing off of their back or whatever, and then they turn and they're like, "Oh, you were in the inn the whole time. We could have, I mean, we did great work, everybody. Great work. We've done it.
We would have had to clear the place of its.
True.
Way, I imagine.
The village elder specifically will give you more thanks once again and state that they have no ill will against y'all and basically kind of anyone at this point. It's just the situation got out of control and leading to their deaths, and now they're kind of free. The ride back is, I feel like it would feel long and tiring considering y'all did this in a day. And you do have to deal with a whimpering young man who also has food poisoning. Like quite a bit of it. Yeah, and
I can cure that tomorrow. It's fine.
yeah.
If he starts to vomit, I think Hitbit just kind of turns his face towards the ground in a way. It's just like that direction.
Yeah. And the medicine that he took also, by the way, was like spoiled, so he's just not doing great. And when you return to your temple, you find that much of the repairs have been completed, and other officials from Goryeo are awaiting your presence. And they donate to the temple and to the rest of you a very handsome sum of about 70 gold each and a deck of illusions.
There you go.
Thank y'all for joining us on this one shot. Perhaps it might be split to a 2-shot. Who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out when it comes out. I've been your GM. This has been super fun. And I would like my players to plug away. Starting with whoever wants to go first.
I'm Josephine. I'm at Scary Dog Friend. God. You can find my work over at Bad House RPG and Nameless Domain. If you want to get 10% off some really amazing dice over at Dice Envy, you can use Scary Dog Friend, code Scary Dog Friend. Follow me on Twitter and socials at Scary Dog Friend. Follow what I'm doing. And that's it.
I am Amihan. You can find me at The Rose Cleric on pretty much any website out there. I am the creative director and editor for a podcast called Capricious Provenance. It's an all queer and trans BIPOC centered D&D 5e arcane punk homebrewed Eberron setting. It's about 4 unlikely friends finding themselves at the center of an apocalyptic conspiracy. And if you like things surrounding post-war turmoil, then this is the campaign for you. Lots of political intrigue and lots of gay shit happening alongside of it. So Find that at Capriprov, CAPRIPROV. And that is all for me. I'm passing it to the next person.
Hatsune Miku. Hi. I'm Rip. I'm a TTRPG game designer and performer. You can find me on Twitter at RJK Games, where you can also find my Linktree, which is honestly the best place to figure out what I'm doing at any given moment. So yeah, thank you, Aki. Points at the camera. Podcast listener, you're being pointed at.
I can go. Hi, I'm Theta-chan. I was playing Tun Hitbeat. And you can find me at Bing Sujung on Twitter. And I'm in things. I think by the time this comes out, Unwavering Force will be out, so you'll be able to find me in Unwavering Force alongside our lovely Aki, a Star Wars podcast. With a all BIPOC cast, we are doing things. We're also playing Pathfinder 2e. It's a fun time. It's a messy time. It's great. I don't think there's anything else coming up that I'm going to be in anytime soon. But yeah, if I am, then check the Twitter. It'll be on there.
And that leaves me. Hello, everyone. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer and producer. You can find me on all of the social medias at Lilith TTRPG. That's LILITH I am the executive producer of Guria, which is a surrealist experimental horror Bluebeard's Bride one shot, and you can go find that over on the Nameless Domains YouTube channel. It explores the intergenerational trauma of colonization and racialized misogyny. It is a wonderful, beautiful piece of art, and I highly recommend checking it out.
I don't need to plug myself. This is my podcast. You better know where the fuck I am, who the fuck I am, and what the fuck I am. Jesus. But thank you for listening. Honestly, happy AAPI month. Let's go.
Come
Yippee.
Happy.
listening to us.
Wahoo!
Happy!
Happy.
Yeah.
So true.
Fuck you, Craig. Fuck you, Craig. Fuck you, Craig. Fuck you.
Rooted in our deep research into Korean folklore, Nine Heavens Press presents the Kickstarter for our first book, Undying Corruption. This adventure book will take players through levels 1 through 17 as shamans and exorcists, fighting off undead forces plaguing ordinary people. Brewing underneath what should have been an ordinary job, you'll discover a terrible conspiracy rooted at the heart of the Majocracy of Tangguk. Our Kickstarter is fully funded, and our team of largely Korean and Asian American artists and creators are excited for the chance to bring you all manners of stretch goals, such as original archetypes and races. Come and discover an adventure rooted in Korean fantasy. You see that the treasure ship is starting to unfurl. It seems like a mass of tentacles were folded together to make the shape of a ship.
Hey everybody, Aubrey here with a fun little announcement. Goblets and Gaze is now an affiliate over at Adventure Dice, and we know how much we all love those math rocks. So if you need some new math rocks in your life, go over to adventuredice.ca and in the checkout code, enter our promo code GOBLETS for 10% off. But also, they have dice. They have other TTRPG accessories and tabletop goodies, dice trays, condition rings, and things like that, little spell casting stuff. Great stuff there. Go check them out and support our show. Thank you.
Be gay. Roll dice.
An LGBTQIA actual play podcast network.